everybody, and welcome back to the Top Flight Computers live stream. I am kind of yelling because I have a wall of power supplies in front of me, as you guys probably have noticed. This is a special kind of build that we're using multiple power supplies in. Not this many, but just two. And I'll kick it over to Andrew so he'll tell you some more.
Yep, so tonight we are building Houdinier, I think is how you pronounce that. It's a workstation designed for visual effects and simulations work. So as you can see, front and center, we are centered around an AMD Ryzen Threadripper 3970X. And that will be cooled by a Noctua NHU14STR4 that I have here. Special Threadripper cooler from Noctua. That'll be slotted in an ASRock TRX40 creator, along with, let's see, what was that, 128 gigs of RAM? That's a lot of DDR4 RAM we're going in there. We've got a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD, along with a 4 terabyte 3.5-inch Western Digital drive for mass storage. We have two, count them, two RTX 2080 Ti's in our power supplies.
They're too far away.
Yes, they're over there. For lots of CUDA and power. We have two power supplies, there you go, a 1600 watt and an 850 watt, because we actually need multiple power supplies, especially for the future upgrades that will be going in this computer. All this will be installed in a Lee 011DXLW, and we'll also throw in some Noctua NF-F12 industrial PPC fans in there to help keep everything cool, because we're going to be generating a lot of heat today, I would say.
Oh yeah.
What was this, like, each of those cards is like 350 watts, and then the CPU is like 300 watts, and then, yeah, a lot of power. So, we have a lot to do, so we're going to get started.
Stop. I do not care about you.
Who's calling you?
It just said some like wireless number, which means which means no one.
Solicitor. Yep. So I don't think I mentioned it in the parts list, but this 3970X CPU that we're using is actually a 32-core 64-thread processor. So this is, the Threadripper is kind of AMD's Workstation and HEDT platform. So you get, of course, with all Ryzen chips, you get ECC memory support, but with this you get that massive core count, along with more PCI Express 4.0 lanes and some other max memory features, all that good stuff. I'll make sure I don't cut this.
Yep, and one interesting thing about the system, which is was something that I find actually kind of comical more than anything. So under full load with both, if you max out both these power supplies, which this is being designed so that more 2080 Ti's, when they become available, will be slotted in here.
Yep.
So that's why we have such an overkill power supplies. But that is a total of, assuming that you have no loss, which is impossible, but we're just going to say that for now. We have, let's see, 2450, which the average house breaker, like wall breaker, trips at, I believe it's 2000, a little under.
A little less, if it's a 15 amp, some are 20 amp.
Yep, so this has to actually be ran on two separate breakers,
yep.
Or, well, yeah, there has to just be two separate breakers. They can be in the same room, in theory.
Unless you have like an industrial 30 amp breaker and some specialty stuff going on, yeah, you're gonna have to run two cables. So this monster.
Oh yeah.
And when you're talking 4 2080 Ti's and Threadripper, there's really no such thing as overkill power supply anymore. You just need all the powers.
And Andrew is doing the motherboard stuff. We kind of swapped on this one, as last time building the stream computer, being Slipstream 2.0, when we upgraded that to a Threadripper. I did the Threadripper, and now Andrew is doing the Threadripper.
Mom said it's my turn to put the Threadripper.
To put the Threadripper in.
Have you seen this board before?
No, I haven't.
There's a fan on the VRM at the top.
Holy free holy.
I'll show it better when I get it out of the bag here, but yeah, it's not just like a chipset fan, there's a VRM fan, because, yeah,
good reasons.
Well, when you're pushing 300 watts to a CPU, 300 plus, I should say, really. Yeah, this is a very high-end motherboard. Yeah, see, look at that 40 mil fan up there.
That's actually not
It's kind
that's
of-
not
it's
the way
very
that I
cool,
thought it would have been mounted.
Yeah. That's crazy. We've got our... Okay.
Dual
Is that a
gigabyte.
Thunderbolt? It looks like Thunderbolt.
No, and AMD does not have Thunderbolt.
No, ASRock does.
Oh.
ASRock does include Thunderbolt on some of them, even their AMD boards.
Chris, did you know that?
I did.
Did not know that.
Yep.
And then what is that? Dual 10 gig, or is it dual 2.5?
I'm not sure this time. Is not marked here.
I imagine on the box
You can
itself
look
here.
through the...
I was gonna just check the box.
Yeah, probably. See if it says anything about Thunderbolt.
Dual 10 gig.
Woo, we don't even have a 10 gig slate.
It is USB 3.2 Gen 2.
I'm pretty sure it's Thunderbolt.
So I don't know if that's considered Thunderbolt.
I don't even know if we'll be able to test if it's Thunderbolt.
No, it says USB-C.
Yeah, but that's just a connector.
True.
Thunderbolt uses that
USB-C
connector.
interface. So.
Man, they've really
Hey
zipped.
Chris,
Yeah.
what's USB 3.2 Gen 2 X2?
I think
is that Thunderbolt?
I'm pretty sure that's USB 3.2, so that's 40 gigabit.
Probably very close to the same speed.
I think it's 40 gigabit, which is like Thunderbolt speed.
Because that's what they're saying that port is.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll include PCI Express lanes or not, like Thunderbolt does, but anyway, I know ASRock at least has their X570 Aqua board, which has Thunderbolt built in. The thing that makes me think it is it's on this little PCB here. It looks like it has a controller.
Mhm.
So that's what's...
Yeah, I mean, that's what it says right here.
Supposed to
It's
make you
just
think that.
USB. Oh, here. It has a little thing. Yeah, it's USB 3.2 Gen 2 by 2 Type C.
Ah, okay.
And the button on the top there is BIOS flashback button.
I want to get the torque wrench out, but I'm scared to break this packaging. How do you get into the bottom of this thing?
You don't. You
Oh,
don't.
I thought this...
Nope,
I thought it
nope.
was in
The
here.
side folds.
No, I want the torque wrench. Is it in here? Oh, it's
It's
down
in there.
here.
Yeah. I was like, what?
So many
What are you trying to
packaging
do?
pieces. Yeah, I was like, no, I don't want the chip out yet. I'm trying to... There's a Threadripper sticker that Chris will take home with him, since I took the last one.
Put on your Ryzen system.
No,
Hey,
I haven't.
Let's be honest. They're ish the same.
I'm still deciding where I'm
one's
going to put
bigger.
it, actually.
One's very bigger.
So I was opening up the massive Threadripper socket here. Get the CPU installed.
So those of you that did not watch our previous Threadripper stream, we talked about it briefly, but Threadripper is basically just two Ryzen processors, more or less, just glued together.
Yeah, pretty much. No,
Just in a very fancy way.
it still uses chiplets like Ryzen, your mainstream Ryzens do. So this is not just one die of this.
Pardon?
Very similar to Epic.
Well, yeah, it's Threadripper is basically their Epic server chips, just in some cases even software features, lockdown features via software, not even hardware, but very similar line. Okay.
Yep, so we use that on our streaming computer, which you guys are watching us on now. And Chris, what's our current CPU load? Like 1%.
It's like LOL.
It's
you're
literally
streaming.
sitting at 1% while streaming. Mind you, we're doing hardware encoding on the GPU and all that, so we're not
Between a third and a half.
third and a half. Yeah, so we're not actually stressing it, to say the least.
Yeah, no. Make sure that's lined up.
So this system, we are putting in 9 Noctua fans. This case, which is actually one very interesting thing, I actually really enjoy this. This is a Lian Li PCO11 Dynamic XL. It basically is the iteration after the PCO11. They learned a lot from it, so they made a lot of changes and things to that effect, and obviously made it bigger.
Yep.
But it doesn't come with any fans.
Yeah,
Which is for the price point of it, a little yeah, it's interesting to say the least.
yeah, they're pretty much counting that anyone buying this case is gonna install their own aftermarket fans anyway.
Yep, and that is fair because most companies, when they create a case, they put in very low end fans. I can't think of one off the top of my head that actually puts in like high end case.
I know.
fan, other than like Be Quiet used to.
So the Asus has one of its, I think it's only maybe ROG case, actually includes Noctua fans. because they know that
Yeah.
Noctua makes the best fans. So
Well,
we'll
that
stick with
was the
those.
one where they also partnered with the cooler that we were talking about earlier, which is the Asus Ryugen.
Was it? No,
Yeah.
I think they have their own cooler for that. It's the one with the OLED display.
Yeah, but they also come with the same Noctua fans.
Okay.
It was
Yeah.
around that same launch where they did like special Asus and Noctua fans.
Yeah, but I would argue that's not really a comparable thing anyway, because it's a very high-end case. That case costs more than a lot of people's graphics cards.
Yeah.
So it's kind of niche.
I am really excited for the new Lee and Lee fans, though.
I haven't seen those.
Oh, they snap together, so there's only two cables coming off the back fan.
Oh, I've seen daisy chain before. Yeah.
Yeah, but they actually now implemented it, and they're
Oh,
bringing it
with
out.
the contact pads, you mean, or with cables?
No,
Daisy-
contact
for
pads.
daisy chain.
It's
Oh
contact
yeah,
pads.
that's even better.
And yeah, they just announced them like 2 days ago, and they look amazing.
So I have our AMD Threadripper installed there. Big old IHS really gets me going.
How many fan ports are on this board?
Yes.
Yes.
1, 2. These aren't marked with like letters, so we're just gonna hope they're all. 1, 2. We're definitely gonna need some splitters
Wow.
and possibly a controller. Actually, 3, 4.
Okay, so we got 2 in the center.
There's a CPU 1, so really 4.
So we got 4. Okay, I can do that. I can work with that.
Yeah, unless there's any under. I don't think there's any under the M.2s. So
All right, now I'm gonna jump around and try to find some fan splitters.
it should all be in this general area that are not really organized anymore. While he does that, I'm gonna install our.
There's a couple over here.
I stole them already to inventory them.
While he does that, I'm going to install our 4 32GB DIMMs. So my first real kind of higher end PC had 16 gigs of DDR3, and that was split amongst 4 sticks. And so now these sticks are double what I had total, because progression of time. And this will also leave some room for future memory expansion. Actually, I'm going to double check the manual to make sure I'm using the right slots here, especially with Threadripper.
They should be marked on the board.
I think.
Like it
might
should
be-
say like if I remember correctly, it is if you're on the right one, it's 2 and 4, and then on the left one, it should be marked as well. I do not recall.
Yeah, it is, but I don't know. I want to make sure I use the right one, so let's
That's
do
fair.
a quick. Oh, look, I opened directly to it. D2, C2, A2, B2. So the one's marked 2.
So the one's marked 2.
Yep. Which I installed that one in B2, so we're good. I'm installed in A2. And
You ever get so lazy where instead of just unwrapping the cable tie, you literally just cut it?
yeah.
We've done that so many times. Where it's just like, oh hey, look, cut.
Oh, and the reason it has 4 letters there is because Threadripper has quad channel memory, as opposed to most mainstream platforms that just have dual channel. So it gives you more memory bandwidth for storage devices and the CPU to utilize.
Yep. And the reason why we actually chose this case, which is another cool feature of the XL, is it can actually support 2 power supplies natively.
Yep.
So all I have to do is just undo. Actually, I think it's 5 screws technically.
Yeah.
But then I can slot in a power supply.
Kind of disappointed we don't get to do the hot rod look where you just kind of shove the power supply through the top of the case and kind of hold for it. But
The hood's
better have native support.
And ignore that.
You'll
That's just
take
our
care?
hot swap bay. Well, in theory, you actually could fit 3 power supplies in this case. Because this one up here is
Yeah.
also a hot swap,
Oh,
and it has the
so
same cuts for it.
If we're doing it in theory, I could probably fit 6 power supplies in that case, but they're not all going to be mounted
True.
correctly.
If you wanted it natively supported.
There you go.
Yep, and then it has little drive bay system doohickey.
Okay, got our RAM in. So let's chuck this NVMe SSD in there.
NVMe.
NVMe. Chromebook went to sleep.
Oh no.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Ta-da, wake up. I don't know the words to that.
I don't know either. I just know the
Chop suey. Is that is chop suey? Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is.
Chris, our expert.
What?
What's that from?
What's what?
Wake up!
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's Chop Suey.
So
Which- At one point, they said something about a table in that part of the song. So someone made a YouTube edit where every word is table.
Oh yeah.
Do you have one of the sharp screwdrivers?
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow. It's sharp on both ends, so I didn't want to just like chuck it at you.
Yeah, remember Kevin's rules. Eye contact, no sharp objects, underhand only.
And that was one of our professors.
Yeah.
That actually said that.
That was the professor.
That was the singular professor.
Alright.
Oh, this has got the RGB elements in it. I forgot about that.
Yep.
I'm just installing, so I'm going to be probably doing the cable management because I don't think you want to.
You know, for the sake of finishing tonight.
Finish it in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah, Chris has got places to be. So does my stomach. It's probably called Wendy's. So I'm trying to eat out a lot less than I have been the past like few months, 2-3 months. So I'm allowing myself, after our build streams, I'm allowed to go get fast food because it's usually very late by the time I get home. Relative
Fair.
to dinner, anyway.
Um,
Yeah. And
Fair.
I'm allowing myself to eat out like one other time during the week. Actually, I think this board has its own inmount 2 screws that it needs to use.
Alright, so that is all installed. All the fans are installed at least.
Yep.
Now I'm going to install both power supplies. But first I need to figure out what cables are going to what. So,
Yes.
yes.
Did you watch Rick and Morty at all?
No, I did not.
You won't get my reference, then never mind.
I probably won't.
It's honestly not a bad show. I think it's a good show. People get very elitist about it, but it's worth a watch.
Worth it.
Not safe for family
True.
movie time.
But you know it is safe for family movie time and worth a watch is our other live streams.
I was gonna say something like Iron Man.
I have now to sort through 17 million. Oh yeah, this is one of my, again, I know there's a lot of favorites, but the 1600 watt power supply comes with a, what gauge is this?
12?
It's gotta be like 10 or 12.
Yeah, it's like a 10 or 12 gauge. Oh, nope, it's 12. Yep. This is a 12 gauge.
Down, I can't. The camera's.
This is a 12 gauge.
That's. I'm not sure
Power
if I
gauge.
like
Yeah,
motherboards.
sure. He's like, bring it down, so I just put it through the middle of the gauge.
This is one of those boards where you install the NVMe by screwing the heatsink thing back in.
Oh, yeah.
It uses the same hole. I was like, this screw isn't fitting. It gives me mixed
CPU,
feelings.
what are we looking at?
What do you think?
8 and
2 8s.
2 8s. Okay.
Yeah, and it actually needs it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Deborah. Oh, that power. I believe under full load, this chip can start pushing. I'm not sure if it's 300 or 350 watts. It's pretty darn high.
It's up there.
If Chris is feeling like it, he might Google it for me. It's not at their not their listed TDP. I'm talking real world all core load. All right, we got our NVMe installed there.
And we do also have a hard drive. If you didn't touch on that, I don't know if you did.
Yeah, I did.
435 watts
435.
at full load.
Oh man,
Which is why.
that's like my whole gaming computer, dude.
Which is why we have an extra power.
That's why we have a lot of fans. That's why we have a lot of things. So a single 8-pin CPU connector and EPS is good for about 300 watts, give or take. So that's why we need 2 of them. What was I gonna do next? Cooler backplate.
For those of you that do not know, the 1600 watts, and once you get into the higher watts, they get heavy and huge.
Well, they have to.
I mean, they are just massive.
Yeah, you're talking a lot of power, conversion, storage, and the the power cable connector on the back is not a normal one either. It's so you don't plug too thin of a wire into it.
Yep. And then, I mean, even the switch is just...
Yeah, it's industrial. Well, you're...
It's a big switch.
It's a very premium product for a premium machine, and so everything is premium.
And long boy.
Yeah.
Alright.
You physically,
cables.
you cannot plug the power cable for the 850 watt into that one. It will not fit. Well, you can maybe make it fit, but I wouldn't recommend
You
it.
can make it fit, but you do not
You can
want
also
to.
set your house on fire.
You could.
Probably not. EVGA has good safety features, but like, don't do it.
And there are 9 VGA cables that you can plug into this.
Oh, I forgot. Threadripper has its own backplate mounting. You don't need to install a backplate. You just connect. So, you think it's better to put the cooler? No, you're good.
Oh.
Should I put the cooler in after it's in the case? You think, or before? What's your experience?
After, because we're gonna have to do cables from up here.
Okay.
If you were ready to install this,
No, I'm ready to put the fans in. I mean, the board's ready itself.
yeah, if you want to, go for it, because I'm
whenever
plugging in
you're-
cables.
Whenever you're ready. Also, we need a supplementary 6-pin PCIe for this. I think it goes to PCIe slots and stuff.
Okay. I don't think we need that, but
Can't.
but we
Okay,
may
yeah,
actually,
yeah.
now that I think about it, because we're running so many graphics cards.
Yeah, it can't hurt, I would say.
Hey, you can see me.
I have so many things over here right now.
Alright, so you need a supplemental 6-pin.
Yeah.
Is it just, here, try to plug this cable in. Try to
pretty
plug
sure
that one in. Is it a...
I'm pretty sure it's a PCIe, yeah.
It should
Yeah,
be.
it is.
Okay. Toss that on back then, and I'll toss it in.
I have so much stuff just from all the packaging over here, I can't lay the case down yet. Need to make some room.
So yeah, just plugging in cables. And this is one of the big things that will absolutely screw you up in a system exactly like this, or larger systems. If you do not have your cables correct on your modular power supply, as we know, you cry.
Yep.
Later, because lots of pain and suffering when you have to undo cable management and try to add cables into it.
Play for Stalker.
What?
Shockingly, this has a
I just joined
standalone.
the chat on Facebook.
Oh.
This has a standalone PCIe shield or PCIe.
By the way, the voice that you guys probably just heard laughing, that is Chris. He is over on that side. He is behind the camera, monitoring the chat. And,
Yep. We hired Chris to watch the chat.
and he's responding to comments and things. So that's why
Get
I
back
know
to
it
work.
looks like we're just being magical and actually just responding to comments just with maybe Google glasses. I don't know.
Google Glass. I wish. I wish it took off. But that's so cool.
But no, we are not actually. That is
Okay,
Chris.
ASRock, this is why we started building in these I/O shields, because they never fit correctly. There we go.
Oh, this is our CPU cable, not our. I tried to plug in the CPU cable into VGA, and I was like, wait a second, a square does not go in a circle.
Technically pin compatible.
Yeah,
10
but-
out of 10 would not recommend.
Yeah, so actually, if you guys do not know, there's different shapes on the bottom of connectors, so you can't accidentally plug them into the wrong thing.
Do you have the case screws?
For
Or
what?
motherboard?
No, they're on the back. They're in that one. They're in that. They're hidden in there. Yep.
You squirrel them away in the house.
And there's a nope. There's a
Oh,
screw
there's-
that you have to. Nope.
there's two.
No.
Okay. Hold
Right
on,
here.
I'll
Right
figure
here.
it out.
Look, there's a thumb screw
I see it.
that you have to undo. Then you can pull them out. It took me so long to figure that out the first time.
Jeez.
And
Didn't
one
know
other
that.
cool thing that Andrew did not mention is we have a little power supply jumper,
Oh yeah.
which this is where our 850 watt 24 pin is going to plug into, and then the SATA is we're going to jump off this power supply, and then that will jump everything and turn on the secondary power supply when you turn on the system. Because power.
Oh, you know where I took this thumb screw out. Where's the hole for it? Is that it? I'm just gonna leave it here for now. It'll be fine.
Alright, now there's one power supply down. Let's go into the second one. I can't believe
Well,
I've ever
theoretically, the hard part's over.
said that. Never needed to say that. But yeah, it's weird because comparing the two side by side, this one's a lot lighter. Naturally.
Only you put all the screws in one bag,
They did.
and they're all mixed together. I have no idea how to find the motherboard screws. I just spilling them all over the.
There it is. I was like, where is the opening?
Let's see if it's this kind of screw. Nope, it's not that kind of screw.
So yeah, this is the comparison between the difference of cables as Andrew was talking about. This is the 850 watt. This is the 1600 watt. The cable size is almost double.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
Well, when you're drawing more.
I mean, here, you can just listen to this. We'll do a little cable drop test. Okay? We'll do it again, just for... Okay, then... I think that speaks for itself.
Don't hurt it.
Don't hurt our table. I'm not worried about that cable. I'm worried about our table breaking.
The camera moved when you touched the cable. It's like,
Good.
Boom. Yeah, I made the point. So what's chat saying, Chris? Because we don't have it pulled up. Well, we do.
Well,
But
I have YouTube.
do we have YouTube pulled?
This one guy, it's a lot of comments.
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
Anything that we need to address?
What?
Anything that we need to address? Or you
Keys
got
that they used for the first computer in 1943. Dude here explaining stuff so complex that all I hear is talking digital to make it in Charlie Brown. Dude, that's a closed dryer cable. Don't even lie.
Yeah, that looks like a 240 or a 220.
No, 240.
Is it
Well,
240?
okay, so it's 240, but the real voltage is like 220.
Are y'all building a PC for Tony Stark?
I wish.
This is gonna be worse than Futurama.
What?
Remember in Futurama when Cooper overclocked Bender and he's a
Yes, I
water
do
cooler?
remember that. He had to water cool it. It's a good episode.
So the last component going into this is going to be the
Oh yeah.
Tony Stark.
Has a heart.
Yeah, he has a heart. The what is it called?
Did you run this?
The flux, not the flux capacitor.
Arc reactor.
Arc reactor.
You passed this fan cable through the fan?
What?
Yes.
What did I do?
The fan
Okay,
cable that you
it's
put the
attached.
splitters on is through the fan.
Oh no, it's just there so that it
So
wouldn't.
you hold it.
Yeah,
out of
so
the-
it could be
out of the
held
way.
there for a
Okay.
sec. Because otherwise it kept flopping down on my face, and I was getting very frustrated with it.
Alright, so I guess I'll go ahead and do.
All right, so Chris, we decided that the 850 is just there for extra power supplies, right? Or extra graphics cards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so I
I'll
think
plug in all of them.
I'm gonna let you put the power supply in and plug in the 8 pins and stuff before I put the cooler in,
Yes,
So-
that's yep.
so your hand stays intact.
You want to do that? Install our hard drive while you're sitting there.
I guess so.
Might as well.
I have to find screws for that too. Haven't installed a hard drive in a hot minute. Spinning platters. Gosh, I'm like out of room over here. After I spell all the case screws to find the motherboard ones. Oh, okay, they have some pre-installed there. Sure, do this.
All right, so I plugged in enough cables for 5 graphics cards. Think that's enough? Just yeah. So there'll be 4 that we're planning on. That's what the system was really designed around. But the 5th, I why not? I mean, it's there in case it's needed at this
I
point.
guess we just do it in the back.
Is more or less where we're going with this.
Pretty much.
This whole system, if you have not determined, is definition of yes. Just that's it. More power, yeah, we can do that. The only thing that we didn't do was just do dual 600 or 1600 watts.
Yeah.
Then you're pushing. Well, then you're pushing,
Push.
tripping 2 breakers.
I thought about it, but it was a little expensive.
Yeah, but you would, if you had anything else plugged into your breaker.
Yeah.
I mean, monitors, maybe a heater. You throw a heater, you're done.
Oh yeah. No.
You're tripping both breakers at the same
heaters
time.
pull like 1,000 watts.
Yeah. This
Hair-
will put out
hairdryer.
a lot of heat as well. But we're keeping that relatively cool with the
I'm find the right hard drive screws.
Noctua.
I think it's
Yeah.
this one. That's too thick. Oh no. Okay, that was it. Never mind.
All right. And then 1600 watt and 850 are are going to be tossed on in here in just un momento.
Hopefully you live close to a nuclear power plant.
Yeah.
Haha. More power jokes. How many can we make?
I don't know what that is. Ah!
Chris is showing some resistance to these jokes.
He is.
What?
He doesn't keep current.
Nope.
I'm sorry, I have a lot of go on.
A little bit of friction there. And,
I'm calling it. No.
well, I was going for the
friction.
static reference.
Yeah, no. Friction is no.
It was worth a shot.
It was over.
Oh gosh, I just got.
Upside down.
So you guys should keep an eye out on the YouTube channel. If you are on Facebook, go ahead and click over YouTube and click subscribe because there's a new video dropping tomorrow. That is a nice little hint. Wow, my head's cut off. I didn't even realize that. Whoops.
I told you that.
I don't remember. Sorry for the camera jittery. Am I back in frame now? Hey! Now you can I was wondering why you're like, put it down farther. I'm like, what do you mean, put it down farther?
I don't really know where this thumb screw is. This is not the right thumb screw either.
No, it's not.
Dual
I think I sound like over here.
is like when Dr. Robotnik first picked up Sonic's quill to his truck.
Yeah?
In the movie.
I don't know where that thumb screw went, so. The drive thumb screw.
Ah, we'll get it.
Okay, anyway. So here's that stuff so you can put in power supplies. Let's see if I can find another thumb screw to use. This is the one for the hatch.
If you want to, I guess you can start unboxing.
No, maybe that is the right one. I think
that
that
is
is
the right
for the drive.
Oh, this is already heavy, and this is going to be even heavier.
Here,
here
well,
in just...
if you will, put that in before
Yeah, I
the
will.
drive falls out.
I mean, drive won't fall out.
Hopefully.
They're no, they're tensioned in.
Well, they're yeah.
That one.
It still scares me.
Okay. That's fair.
So we're gonna open up the dual 2080 Ti blower card. So you might notice these are one card is Gigabyte, one is Zotac. That's mainly due to stock issues right now. Normally we would, mainly for aesthetics, prefer to have the same card for both slots, but just due to ongoing.
Well, let's just call it as is. Jeff Bezos came down to Chris's shopping cart and said, "No, you can't buy two of them at once."
Well, and whoever owns Newegg.
That's fair.
Look how busy that PCB is.
That is a busy PCB. They could not fit another anything on there.
Yeah, I don't know if this will show up well at all, but normally 2080 Ti's you'll get like a backplate or something on the big dual fan coolers. I guess I should also mention we want to use blowers for this specific machine because the cards will be stacked so close to each other that with the open air cooler, it just wouldn't get any air to it.
Okay. I forgot I need to do the cables that go underneath the power supply first.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I'm installing a 1600 watt and then I would have to then take out the 1600 watt and I don't want to. No. The answer is no.
No. Stick the steps.
I do not want to. That thing is heavy. I don't know how much. How much does the 1600 watt weigh,
10
Chris?
pounds.
Yeah, it's got to.
What's that?
Like, what's the shipping weight on it?
Uh,
Because the cables are also hefty.
I would bet 10 pounds.
Yeah, I think I would say even almost be a little bit more than that.
I kind of judge everything based off what my 40-pound backpack used to weigh, I feel like.
12 pounds.
12 pounds.
Like that was pretty close. That's shipping weight though, so that might be some boxes styrofoam
So the 850
weight.
is probably
A lot less.
8.
We got some single 8-pin to dual 8-pin. It's the opposite way I would expect it. Okay.
Yeah, those are
It's
weird.
2
I
to
do
1.
remember those.
So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's get the other card out here.
So what is cool is you noticed Andrew did not run any SATA. Well, I did not run any SATA power, and Andrew did not run any SATA data, because these actually have. There it is. They're kind of already pre-installed, if you will. So they have plugs at the very end of them, bottom of them.
Yep.
And then you can, more or less, if you set it up correctly, you could hot swap. But there's a big, you got to do that right. Because if you don't, you cry.
Don't mind me just lining up my 2080 Ti's, getting ready to put them in when Connor's done with that stuff.
It's gonna be a bit.
No, I know. I'm just admiring them. You know how it is.
Because I gotta run the cables, cable
also
management,
gotta
and then
do
then put everything back in, and then cable manage again.
Yeah. Normally, cable management is kind of a. I think it's a pain with one power supply. Connor seems to like it. But when you add two power supplies, it becomes, I would say, over double the trouble.
Yes.
It's like exponential or whatever.
And what's also really weird about this board, and I just realized, is the CPU power. There's one 8-pin up here, one 8-pin over here, and then one 6-pin down here.
Yeah, the PCIe is on the bottom.
They have them all mismatched.
Not mismatched, they're just spaced.
Sure, spaced.
They probably need the space for the power
Do you
delivery
think there's
locations.
oh my gosh, there is an RGB header on this.
Well,
we can plug in the case RGB to
Yeah, why not?
the motherboard.
Yeah.
Just surprised me.
Oh yeah. I mean, it is kind of a. This board is definitely aimed more at workstation use than gaming for sure, but you still get the RGB headers. Professionals like RGB too. I think.
It makes everything render faster. If you didn't know that, I mean.
Okay, so red makes it faster, blue makes it cooler, green makes it overclock better. What does green do? I can't remember.
More efficient.
More efficient. That's right. More power efficient. So you'll want to set your RGB accordingly.
One also very ironic part is this board does have USB-C and the case has USB-C, but USB-C as a plug is bidirectional, so it can go either way.
Yeah.
But the USB-C plug that goes in the motherboard.
I think I brought that up last week.
Yeah, you did. I just remember.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating.
Very irritating.
It is.
We're actually getting a mountain of boxes over here where I am.
What?
I'm actually getting a mountain of boxes.
Yeah, we'll. Yeah.
It's alright.
Normally I have everything set up where we have like little trash cans and things, but
there are just too many boxes.
There's too many boxes. No, I'm so fan.
Get my thermal paste out of here.
Green saves you money, but red makes you a supervillain in a lair.
There you go.
My RGB is all set to red on my computer. I mean, it was mainly for like school spirit, but
yeah, mine is all red as well, and so is Chris's.
Well, we did all go to the same school. But...
Yeah, we did. But hey, you know that our streaming computer set up as like orange because it's only got like one RGB.
It's just the motherboard, I think.
Yeah, that's just the one.
And it was just like that by stock, we didn't set it. What color vibration pads are we want to put on floors? Black?
Yeah, black. Can you jump over
could
there?
you? Actually, I think white would complement the case.
Sure. Could you jump over and check to see if we have a fan extender cable, a 4-pin to 4-pin? Because I have a 3-pin to 3-pin, but I need a 4 to 4.
I feel like last time we checked, we only had splitters.
I don't recall.
Oh, that's a splitter. I'm pretty sure we're only gonna have splitters.
Okay.
Unless there's some on the other table over there.
Yeah, I'll take a quick look around to
Would
see.
you just like a splitter? A longer splitter?
No, see, so I have this, but I need to plug it into the center of the board, because that's our only
These are all
USB. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to jump around quickly and see if I can't find a extender cable.
I'm making an executive decision. We're gonna try the white corners. I think it'll complement the case nicely.
Alright, we're going to change things up then. Change up where I had things plugged in.
Come on. No, you want to come off. Get off my cooler. There we go. I'm still not a fan of clip mounting fans, but I think everyone does it now.
Of what? Oh, the
Mounting, yeah, clip mounting on CPU cooler fans. There's got to be a better way to do it. There's gotta be a way. I'm gonna need those clips off actually. Did you find what you're looking for?
Yeah, I was able to do what I need to do.
Nice.
Now it's just organizing and making sure that cables aren't going to start crossing and cause me issues later.
Yeah.
See, this one keeps falling, so that's why I just shoved it in the fan to hold it. It works well.
I guess you could have used one of these. Well, it might not reach the socket.
Actually, that would have worked, but it's all good. I figured it out, so we're all good.
Good. Make sure I put this right.
There's a lot of thought that goes into this.
Yeah,
like excessive amounts of thought that goes into this to not have to take out the case and redo it, or take out the power supplies and redo this.
Yeah, I was putting together some flat pack furniture last night. It was actually a bookshelf, and I was also using a lot of thought not to have to take any screws back out.
So what I'm doing is I'm taking a picture of the front panel header, so I don't have to keep looking at it.
That's smart.
Yeah, I've done that on a few of them, and it actually makes life so much easier because then you can zoom in.
Yeah. If you have a good phone camera, that is. I don't know if you do or not. You've never told us.
Yes, I do. 64.
Yes, you've told us. I was joking. He's very proud of his phone. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. Oh,
Plus.
that's right. You didn't spring for the Ultra.
No, the Ultra was way too expensive.
Yeah,
and it wasn't running on the special.
It is very expensive.
Ryzen is just huge.
Yeah, isn't it?
Gosh.
What's huge?
the literal word Ryzen.
The processor.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, when you have that big of an IHS to fill, just
I know. I
set the font size to 64.
Max font size.
Oh no. Okay, I need to put these fans on after I screw this in.
Yeah, you do.
I was doing so well with the fans.
Well, hey, maybe that's our only screw up, and there you go.
Normally these clips give me so much trouble because I'm dumb and can't figure it out, but
You're just doing practice offhand, right?
yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's actually a really underrated feature, and I love it.
What?
So they have a 90-degree HD audio
Yo.
next to one that's mounted
That's-
flush on the board, too.
Yeah, why that's actually nice is that is still one of the cables that has ketchup and mustard on the ends.
And that's actually kind of cool. Like,
Yep.
10 out of 10.
Where's my
Impressed.
other fan?
I am actually quite impressed.
Oh wait, I should do that first. Getting ahead of myself.
Alright, now I'm going to start doing some cable management so I don't absolutely hate myself later on when I'm trying to cable manage around a power supply.
Yeah.
Because mcry, that does not... I've worked in this case before and it is not fun if you do not...
You've learned your lessons.
Yes. We've worked in this case, what, once before, Chris?
Once.
And then we worked in the normal one, the non-XL version, like a few times.
A couple.
Will's computer,
Mine.
yours.
Overwolf.
Yep.
RGB madness.
You and Will both put in the 011.
Yeah, Will did it first, and then Chris
copied it.
copied him. No.
I wanted it.
Ironically, the case that Chris wanted, believe it or not, before that was the Cougar Conqueror.
No. That's X'd out.
No, I know, but that was one of the cases
Yes,
that was in contention
I
off the,
know.
in the beginning, was a Cougar Conqueror.
If it looks like a non-traditional case, that probably means it's going to be a pain in the butt.
It
Just
was.
a heads up.
It was.
That case
And that's
looks
a hint.
crazy.
Tune in tomorrow.
That case looks crazy.
Alright, there we go. Now I have all of that out of the way. Now I can install.
Oh, we have an error on YouTube.
No, don't tell me that.
Buffer. It's buffer time.
Buffer, baby, buffer, baby, buffer, baby, buffer. Doing a mix up of the wobble.
That's Andrew's cover of the wobble.
Buffer, baby, buffer.
This power supply is huge. I literally have to move cables out of the way because it blocks the entire bottom cable port.
Yeah. Hey man, if you want that wattage, there's sacrifices to be made.
I wonder why we're buffering.
I don't know. There's many.
Could be YouTube. It's becoming peak hours of the week for YouTube.
Could be.
A lot of people get off work and start streaming.
I mean,
It could be our upload. It could be.
And we're fine now. I don't know.
Could also be OBS being OBS or Slavs.
I would honestly guess that's just YouTube
I think it's YouTube.
hitting a lot of
like the
usage.
peak hours. What time is it? 6:50.
Not 7 o'clock.
Yeah, so we have 10 minutes to finish.
Hey, we could,
I mean, yeah.
but we're not.
If you want to turn on though.
So this is not
Yes,
gonna be,
just not for long.
So this is not going to be like a 1 hour build?
No, Chris.
We told you that before.
It's sadly not going.
When you add more parts, it takes longer.
And 2 power supplies.
Yeah, that's more parts. Well, I got the fan corners off at least.
Heyo.
That's progress.
I'm just seeing the 850 above the 1600, and it's so tiny. Comparison.
We got some of our nice NTH1 thermal paste that we'll be using with this cooler. Just draw my name on the socket with it.
Yep. Sign your name and.
Sign your name, your major, and a fun fact about you. Shout out to all the people doing that this week.
Yeah, and virtually.
Sucks to suck. Yeah. Well, some did it in person, and now they're all doing it virtually.
This is true.
Because
Holy free holy, that's a lot of cables.
Orly for you, Orly.
I really kind of want to bring the camera around, but I don't want to try to pick this up.
Yeah.
So, sorry guys.
They'll see the cable quantity later.
Yeah, you'll see my awesome cable management ability after we're done.
Yep.
Because this is rough. To say the least.
Get everything I don't need out of my way. Did you need a SATA data, or does it run all the way from that?
All
to...
of the SATA datas are ran.
Okay,
already.
cool. It runs straight from that bracket to the motherboard.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, and what's cool is there's already a splitter on it too, so I don't need to run a bunch of SATA datas.
Nice.
Or SATA powers, excuse me. I do need to run more SATA datas.
Looks like ASRock gave us an SLI bridge, which we will not be using for multiple reasons. Number one, you physically could not use it with these cards.
Yep.
Number
and
two,
this is not a
yeah
gaming system.
Yeah, these cards will not actually be linked together in any meaningful way, other than being in the same computer. Most professional applications use them independently. They don't need to be linked in any way.
So yeah. There's so many cables.
Since Connor just loves cables and cable management, this is like a, almost said something bad. This is a nice stream for him. He's having a real nice stream.
Having a grand old time.
Yeah. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the part where I sit here and wait because I've run out of tasks, and Connor is still working very hard.
Yeah.
So I will remind you all that tonight we are building Houdinier. So this is a visual effects and simulation workstation centered around an AMD Ryzen Threadripper 3970X 32-core 64-thread. We have dual 2080 Ti's to help with the rendering, computing, all that good stuff.
I have to take out the power supply.
Oh no.
I forgot one fan cable.
Screw it.
Which powers 4 fans.
And I wanted to double check. Yep. So the base clock on this processor is actually 3.7 gigahertz, which sounds not too high, but you have to remember that's on 32 cores, and it's still going to boost above that in most cases. So yeah, these are not.
Our box wall is falling.
This is not like older Xeons where you'd get a lot of cores and they're kind of weak cores individually, making it unsuitable for a lot of tasks. These are full like Ryzen cores.
Oh god. I have to take out the top power supply too.
So if you're in the chat, I would like you to press F and hit enter. Press F to pay respect to Connor Stanley.
Also, I apologize for the sound of the ratcheting screwdriver, but I really don't because it makes life so much easier.
So, the dual drive screwdriver is actually a good idea.
It's just loud as
It's useful for something.
crap.
Just say yes.
No.
It's just be glad you're not listening to a 12-volt drill. Because
Yeah, we
Connor
did
had
have
his
that.
way.
Oh yeah.
I think they make smaller handheld like 9-volt ones,
They do.
just like specifically for computer building and stuff.
They do. I want one.
I kind of want to invest in one. Not gonna lie. We'll see.
We'll see if we can
We'll make
get
Chris buy it for the business. Yeah.
Do a
Chris has
business-
lots of money to spend on the business.
business trade-off.
Tax exempt. that
No, he does not.
reminds me of something Linus said in a video. Just because it's a business expense, it's not magic. I still have to pay for it.
Right.
It's
Yep. There are people that actually believe that.
yeah. They think it, yeah. I don't know if they believe that. They just don't think about it. Like yes,
It's like, wait, I have to pay it back.
like yes, you write it off as a business expense, but you're still paying for it. It's just like a tax break or whatever.
Well, you don't pay taxes on it, basically.
Yeah, it's a tax break. You still have to pay for it. So, probably we'll still be using the B quiets and the ratchet screwdrivers. Have fun.
Oh yeah.
Practicing to be in the. Ooh. iRacing should have a pit crew option. Connor will win.
just walk up there with just a ratcheting screwdriver.
Yeah.
Hold on, need to change the tire. I got you.
Yeah. I'll do the giant gas thing that they pump
Just
you
full of G fuel.
No. But I don't even know what kind of fuel do F1 cars
Oh,
use. I assume it's very specialized.
Nitromethane.
Nitromethane. I don't know what that is, but it sounds
it's
expensive.
basically jet fuel.
Yeah, it sounds like explosive. So
I dropped one of the power supply screws. Oh, I'll grab another one because those are just generic.
there's one by the bin. I don't know if it's the same one.
Nope.
I might have one over here.
Frustratingly, I dropped it and...
No, I do not. Oh
Well.
no, I have one.
Aha. Nice, thank you. Yeah, I have another one in that bag too, but I just didn't want to open it. Okay. We're almost there, actually.
How's your arm feeling? Well, we still got a lot.
No, I was
of-
saying, like, all the cables are almost plugged in. Just
Yeah.
except the power cables.
They're not routed at all.
Yeah.
And we haven't installed the cooler or the card, so we're like 50%.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Okay, we're over half.
And
We're
we're an hour.
Hey.
not even an hour, like 52 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
This has started streaming 19 minutes ago because we cut out there for a minute, so I'm going with that.
We're speed running this.
Oh yeah.
Just YouTube glitch it out.
Just
That's not
jokes.
our
We,
issue.
we don't speed run builds here. Quality and quality assurance. Yeah,
Yeah, quality.
quality. So these fans actually use 1.5 watts. Just a fun fact. Doesn't get bored. So let's see if they use 1.
Whoops.
Don't say that.
I accidentally installed enough power supply cables for 7 power supplies.
Whoa,
Or 7 graphics cards.
Oh, you
5 on this
installed-
one and then 2 on that one.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You installed 5 dual harness.
Yeah, you can fit 9 on this power supply.
Why'd you install that many?
I didn't
You
think
only-
about it
you only
because
need
I
one
thought
per
that these were
card.
duo. I thought these were singles. That was the logic behind it. And then I was like, wait a second. I have so many power supplies.
Okay, you should probably unplug some of those.
Yeah, I will.
Because we're only going to need a maximum of 4. Because that's all we can physically fit in the motherboard.
Alright, now I gotta like route power supply cables to each corner of the world for the CPU, or for the motherboard power.
I'm going to go back to doing my math. So 12 volt fan uses 1.5 watts. So P equals IW, or V equals IR. So 12, what's that, like 0.1 amp? Something like that.
I don't
And any electricians in the, well, anyone with physics in the chat confirm. I might say on here actually. 0.13 amps, that was close. So these 2000 RPM PPC industrial fans, these are Noctua's, I would say, highest performing fan. They're PWM, they spin fast, push a lot of air, and they're still relatively quiet. What are you smiling about?
Nothing.
I'm just making conversation.
No, I know, you're like spin fast, and I thought of something hilarious, but I cannot say it on stream.
Is it an old internet website that I may have seen at one point?
No.
Okay, never mind.
No.
I hope you know what I'm talking
It was about bubblegum.
Oh, I was thinking something about the deli department at the grocery store.
No.
That's a
it's-
very vague way of.
Yeah.
Anyway, And these are also dust and water resistant.
What was that?
I have a lot of audio lags.
Chris is just laughing to jokes that are like 3 minutes old.
Sorry.
But yeah, there are so many power supply cables that.
Oh, I'm gonna take the peel off. That's
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm gonna
do the peel.
do. Oh, these have what does NVIDIA call it? VR link USB-C connector on here that no one ever uses. I think it's mainly used for the Quest.
Yeah.
Isn't that I think it's the only headset they use as a USB Type-C, unless one of the new Vive ones do. Connor can't talk to me; he's busy focusing.
So many cables.
There's a lot of surface mount components on the back of these cards.
Andrew's over here just like, man, you
Are they
know,
not
this
gonna
card, it looks cool.
Yeah,
I'm
and
over
Connor's
here
like, cables.
Cables. Alright, I am putting these in the fans.
Okay.
I do not advise.
Don't turn the fans on.
Don't turn the fans on, but I need them out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have actually I have enough for 8 GPUs.
I think that's
With the current plugged in. So what are we doing with? Are we doing the 1600 on both of these?
Yeah.
Is that what you
And then
decided?
we're doing the
Okay.
850 for expansion, but we should run those cables, Excuse me, how long
Yep.
day?
So I don't need 8.
No, you need 4. Connor's. Also, I've done that before with these builds.
Okay, so I need that.
Because you forget that it's 1-to-1. Because you're thinking 2 plugs. There's 2 8 pins on this card, so you're thinking, oh, I need to run 2 cables, but each cable has 2 plugs, so it's 1-to-1.
Alright, so now I have 8. Or now I have 5. And I don't even think we need 5.
I really like that both these cards have them on the end of
Right?
the card, as opposed to on top. It'll make
Hey,
the cable length
not
much
so
easier.
many cables. I psyched myself out with the amount of cables.
Nice.
Okay, so I need to run this cable here.
Get ready to do the cooler next, and that'll be next in line to be installed. There. So we actually took off this the stock fan that comes on this cooler, just so we can replace it with 2 of our industrial Noctua fans. Just a little
Just
bit
gonna
better.
be laying in bed tonight and just be like, cables, cables, too many cables.
Her girlfriend's gonna be like, "What's wrong, Connor?"
Just cables.
Cables.
It's the cables.
You know that meme where it's like something isn't real and it can't hurt you?
Yes. The cables aren't real. They can't hurt you.
They are real and they can't hurt you. Oh, my nose is itchy. Jeez.
Okay.
Gotta clean up some of this. I don't know which component came with a microfiber cloth for cleaning, but
The Threadripper.
really?
Yes.
Oh, for the IHS, I guess. In case you get your dirty fingerprints all over it.
Yep.
I don't think it's for the contacts. Oh, and you get... Oh, it's a Noctua case badge, which everyone will put on. It's metal, at least.
Maybe it's actually the Noctua then.
Huh?
Maybe it was the Noctua then.
No. Oh, for the white?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's... The only... Well, I guess the top of it is...
Is it shiny? A little bit?
No, it doesn't fingerprint. It's not shiny. Who knows?
Don't know.
There's literally no way of telling, so
The
we'll never
mystery
know.
of the... Yeah,
No
it's not
one-
like it's on video or anything.
No one could ever know. It's probably not. You probably couldn't even see it. So.
True.
The amount of baggies that I've taken out of all these boxes.
Okay.
Are you
We're getting
done yet?
We're
Are we
getting
there yet?
Very much getting there.
Mom says my turn with the Nintendo DS.
Denied.
I don't know if you ever had to deal with that issue, but I did.
I did not.
Not with a DS specifically, just things, life, siblings. Okay. They also give you an Asetek ring in the Threadripper box.
Yeah. So then you can mount Asetecs. What?
I just learned something.
What'd
so
you just learn?
our iRacing team has gone live now, and they cross-hosted to Top Flight. You
Okay.
can go live simultaneously to multiple different streams. Like Top Flight is live on both iRacing
I'm glad that does work. Otherwise, we would have gotten kicked
Facebook
off.
hasn't completely like exploded.
That's actually interesting. I didn't know that was possible. Also, I guess that's a good lead-in that, hey, we have a iRacing team if...
We've had an iRacing team for like
I know, but if the folks that do not know...
Do I compete against other teams?
They do.
Are we good? Do we win?
Yes, actually.
Are we undefeated?
I don't know if we're undefeated or not, actually.
Undefeated, no, but we've had a lot of wins.
We do have a lot of wins. Yeah.
Okay. The only teams I follow right now are Overwatch League, sad to say. So.
Rest of the league.
Can you guess who my favorite Overwatch League team is?
No.
No?
Okay. Is it, I don't even remember the names of them. So
I'll name 3. No, I'll name 4. And you have to guess which one is my team, okay?
Alright.
Dallas Fuel, Washington Justice, San Francisco Shock, or the Vancouver Titans.
You like Vancouver?
Nope.
No. I don't know. I was just going for the YOLO shot on that one.
That was the YOLO shot. It is, in fact, the San Francisco Shock is my favorite team. What do you think if I put a GTX 1660 on a Ryzen 5 3400G and 16 gigabytes? That should be fine. I would see if you could cut it to a depend if you do a lot of gaming. I would say go to a 1660 Super or Ti if you can. But also going to the Ryzen 5 3600 will get you a few more cores and threads if you do any productivity. But yeah, that's a fine pairing.
Chris.
Chris is typing.
I'm typing.
I answered him.
Well, he's typing it so that then people like. So what I found, which is actually kind of frustrating, is there's no way to like, at least on Facebook. I don't know about YouTube, but you can't pull up like live chat while you're watching it back. So it just pulls up the chat at all times.
No, you can on Twitch. Twitch just auto replays it.
Right, I know it does, but not on. It doesn't on like Facebook. So that's why Chris types the responses so that then people looking back can
Fair enough.
just look over it rather than. Yeah, I need those pliers that we had earlier.
Connor's in cable HE double hockey sticks.
This side looks great. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
and that's all they've seen, which is, I mean, I'm hoping so that you guys don't have to see the monstrosity that is.
Yeah, because it doesn't look good back there.
Oh, it's looking good
let me
now.
think of a good joke. It's like
I'm just staring at a fan cable that came unplugged,
holy shit, clip
and
it
it's
off.
like, oh gosh, where?
It's like a mullet. Business in the front, party in the back. Party of cables.
No,
Was it an extender?
it had to have been.
Look for an extender that's poking out somewhere. Yep. I hope there's background music playing. It's gonna be really awkward.
Chris,
What?
is there background music playing?
Oh.
No.
No, we weren't on that. Sorry.
We apparently there was not.
Because I'm running out of things to say.
Why do I have an extra fan cable?
Didn't really watch that many hardware rumor videos this week. I don't know, Ampere, like a month or two. I think a month probably. is what most
Yeah,
people are
I mean,
thinking.
they announced like a thing coming on the 31st.
They announced like a press release, sort of like an event, a release event, pretty much that we know it's an announcement event. But it's important to note that with especially computer hardware, the date they announce it, which is usually the same day as the release of the review embargo lifting, so YouTubers can post reviews sometimes. Sometimes it's like an unboxing embargo, then a review embargo. Anyway, the day they announce it is not the same day you can go buy it. So usually they'll release something and it'll be 2 weeks to a month from the actual
3 weeks
to the actual for sale date. And even then, especially right now, availability, you probably won't get your hands on it for another month or so, at least past that. So
Yep, so just always something to keep an eye on when you're considering like upgrading
just-
and things.
just because they're announcing it doesn't mean anyone's gonna have it soon, unless you're a YouTuber. We're YouTubers.
We're YouTubers.
I want a press release, or not press release, a press sample, 3090, so I can take it to my house and quit my job all at the same time. Scam Chris for it.
Fly to Mexico.
Yeah, I'll be in Mexico with my 3090. Hola, senor. I'll say graphics card in Spanish.
Yup.
Yep.
Sadly,
I'm trying to think of something to say.
we've kind of hit that point in the stream where it's just like,
Yeah, I've run out of funny jokes and things to talk about on the build. I guess I could just say again, this is Houdinier, which I hope I'm pronouncing right because that's how it looks like it's spelled. It's a centered around AMD Ryzen Threadripper, almost said Ryzen 9 because I'm so used to it. Ryzen Threadripper 3970X 32 core 64 thread processor, dual 2080 Ti's, and this is meant for visual effects work and simulations. So, have you seen the simulations subreddit?
no, is that actually a thing?
Oh yes, it is. So I think it's or simulated. It's so cool. People, I think they mostly use Blender, but they'll do stuff like, I'm trying to think. They'll fill like a phone booth, right? They'll have like a phone booth, and then it'll pour in like 10,000 iPhones or some weird model, and it's just a simulation of like the physics and stuff that would happen, but. They do some random stuff, but it's really fun to watch. Very satisfying. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 IGN.
We're now video game reviewers, by the way.
Yeah. What company was it? I think it was a hardware review where they said just buy it. Maybe it was RTX.
I vaguely remember that actually.
I'll have to look it up later. I'm pretty sure some review company, everyone was kind of trashing RTX for not really having its main feature being used at all yet when it came out, which is understandable.
Yeah.
But one company was kind of simping for Nvidia and said just buy it, and they didn't get some good feedback on that. People weren't happy with that comment. So
Indeed.
Yeah.
I'm almost there.
This board still has a PS2 port.
It does.
That backwards compatibility. Some people
Sometimes it's
don't
needed.
really like. I mean, is it though? So I would say the most common PS2 thing still used is like a Model M, IBM Model M original keyboard, which people because they're built well and they're.
Well, no, I
totally
was saying
fine.
because sometimes the USB driver doesn't hit. Most of the time,
I don't remember the last time I had that happen.
I had one system at the computer seller when I was working there.
I'm talking anything made in the last 5-10 years.
It was.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I forgot what we did with it, but we had to like flash the motherboard BIOS. Or the guy like flashed the motherboard BIOS and then it like corrupted it. And so we had to basically like start from scratch and reset it.
They also have USB to PS2 adapters, but you would still need a USB driver or something for that to work. But
yep.
I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying like that backwards compatibility because it also works for mice.
Sure.
So if you really like your old rollerball mouse, you like to open it up and take that rubber ball out and throw it at your friends.
I actually remember using those.
Oh, I remember. Oh yeah, the school always had those, and we had them at my home in my was trying to remember. It was a compact. I don't know what CPU was in it because I was way too young to be into computers. I mean, I was like 5 or 6 years old using this thing with a dial-up modem.
Yeah.
I do remember wanting to get on the internet to get on Neopets. We had dial-up at the time. And so for those youngins who may or may not be watching, you had to go unplug your landline phone in your house to plug it into the computer modem in order to get online, in order to dial in, we called it. And when it did that, it would make a like, it sounded like a
I
phone
need to like
dial-in.
add that noise.
Oh, yeah,
Find
we
it
need
and then
that.
Add it. On
But-
like a soundboard.
The downside is that you can't receive any phone calls to your house while you can't make or receive any
This
phone
is also
calls.
before cell phones, really.
Oh, this is this is
And before they really took off.
before
so
anyone
yeah.
had one, really. Yeah, this is. But I just remember sometimes I would have to get off the internet so that because my mom was expecting a phone call.
Mhm.
She was expecting like the hair salon or dentist to call her, so I had to be off the internet. Man, you kids don't know how good you have it.
We will have a Fall Guys stream soon.
Oh, I've been playing a little bit. I'm not very good though. I haven't won a game. Even
not great, but
I've finished in the top 10.
We are going to do a Fall Guys stream, and it will be with all of the Be Quiet screwdrivers, and we will set up a camera on Chris.
Wait, what are we doing with the screwdrivers?
Every time he loses a round, we lose a screwdriver, and we got to build the system before we lose all of our screwdrivers.
Wait, so I've got to play a game and monitor the live stream at the same time?
Yeah, you're not going to monitor the live stream.
Those rounds take like 5-10 minutes. So.
It's fair. But that's why we
have a lot of
only,
screwdrivers.
but we could limit it. We could do like 10
6.
screwdrivers total, or something like that.
I would do 6, because that gives you like half an hour, basically.
Sure.
I don't know. Fall Guys is a fun, casual game. I would
It
recommend
is a
checking
casual
it out.
fun game.
You can invest 10 minutes or
10
6
hours.
Yeah. I think I said that same phrase last week, but it's true.
Yep. Holy, wow! I'm impressed.
You're getting there.
I'm done.
Oh, okay.
Ish. So.
Good stretch.
So much heavy.
Did it get heavier?
Yeah.
Clear
So
little-
this- I can't even. Look, Andrew, I can't even pick it up because there's so much weight on
Yeah,
that side of the
it's-
case.
Yeah, it's
I
also
can't even rotate it. There you go. So we actually have, the issue is the main cable management area is right where the cables come out of, and we don't like to turn, especially on the 1600 watt, which is on the bottom. These are our extra cables for our extra graphics cards, which we're just going to kind of bundle up in an area that's easily accessible, so that when the client needs to, they can just pull them out and plug them on in. Alright. There's also another side panel blade thing that goes up in here, which I'm about to install back into this.
Oh, we won't need this anymore because we put power supply
Nope.
there. There's no power supply. I was like waiting to reinstall that.
You're like, wait a second.
Something's not right. All right, so if you're in the chat, go ahead and enter a guess as to when we power this on, how many of the fans will not come on. So I'm guessing at least 1 or 2 is
Oh,
coming.
guaranteed, at least 1 or 2. And then we should also take bets into if the stream is going to crash
No,
when we power this
that'll
on.
be fine.
Well, I'm saying like one of the cameras die or something like that.
No, it's not going to go to full tilt on boom. No, it's not going to go full tilt on boom. No, guaranteed. I'll bet you $5. But if it doesn't, you have to pay me $5. Do you want to take this bet?
No.
Okay, good. Because gambling's illegal. Don't do it, kids.
Alright, so I left the main extra power supply cables kind of loose up in here. And that'll just be for the client, then they can be the only one with the zip tie left on it. I'll do it that way.
Nice.
And that way they can just clip that one, and then you have 2 more power supplies.
Alright,
or 2
so-
more.
Let's just throw it over here and I'll install our cooler.
Hold on, I got 1 more.
No, don't put that back on.
Why?
Oh, that. Okay, I was
Yeah.
thinking it's the other thing.
Well, I can.
Yeah, I don't think you are.
Actually, I can.
Oh, that sound. Ugh, that sound.
I know, that's it. Just going over the. See, look at that.
Are you
Mine's
sure? Are you
all
sure the
over.
top goes in front of those?
Do what?
The top part. Are you sure that goes in front of those
Yeah.
screw holes?
Yep.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
You're sure? Okay.
See, there it goes. I do know
It's
that
somewhat
it
familiar.
looks weird, but
Yeah.
trust me, it
I'm
does.
glad we're not covering the power supply fans here. Like that.
Only a little bit.
Yeah.
It's fine.
They're fine.
That 1600 watt won't even get up to, because we're not even plugging it. We're only plugging in 2 graphics cards into it, and the
Only two 2080
Only two.
Ti's.
and the Threadripper. So I mean, in all reality, we're only going to be pulling what, maybe 1,000 watts.
Oh, amateur stuff. 1,000 watts? That's only a kilowatt. That's only 12 cents an hour if you're on Duke Energy. What's
And
that?
now that actually looks a lot better.
That's like $3 a day.
Now,
It's like $90 a month on your power bill if you ran it 24/7.
you see, looks a lot nicer.
Wonderful. All right.
I did the wrong screws.
We will handle it later. Let's put
No,
the
the
cooler.
side panel won't go on.
It doesn't need to right now. Let's put the cooler.
that's fair. That is fair.
We're already like almost an hour and a half in.
Yeah, we're done. Basically.
No,
It's
we're not.
Cooler. No, it's literally just cooler and graphics cards.
Oh, I wonder if the cloth was for this. The cold plate on this.
Oh, could be.
'Cause there's
Don't
dust
forget
on it.
to plug in the splitter, whatever. Oh shoot, we need to grab a splitter.
There's one over there. I'll get it.
Plug in the splitter before you do the tower,
Wash the cards. Yep.
because otherwise you're not going to be able to get to it. And then when you plug in the first fan or the first graphics card,
Yeah.
these fan cables need to be above it.
You can install the graphics cards if you want.
Okay.
I'll do the cooler. Without, can you move those cards for me?
Yep.
Thank you.
I was just about to come in.
So I don't knock anything over.
Those are dents, actually.
Yes.
But there's not a lot of like things soldered onto them, surprisingly.
What do you mean? There's not a lot. Of
No,
things
like
soldered?
there's a lot. Like
Oh.
all of these are
Yeah.
just blank pads.
So we're going with the Threadripper thermal paste application, which is
Lots.
all of it.
Excessive amounts of thermal paste.
Yeah.
Thermal pasta.
Get that big die. You need that big thermal paste. Go. Okay, so you said put the splitter in.
Yeah, so we need to get a dual fan splitter.
I saw one over here earlier.
Because there's not an optional, which is weird. There's not a CPU op on this one. That's fine.
So much crap. This is just all our box trash that I'm taking right now. Go.
Yeah, we have just lots of boxes and things to that effect over here.
Tuck that over there.
What's really interesting is like looking at the back of these cards, they are exactly the same. I mean, in the sense of like,
Well, I mean, they are.
they're almost exactly
Yeah,
the same.
it is the same GPU and the same memory, and
Like
Well-
a lot of the components are in the same place.
Yeah.
Things to that effect. The only thing is, just this cooler looks a little bit edgier than this cooler.
he's trying to impress his friends. He's edgy.
This one's got black, shiny plastic. This one does not. Other than that, yeah. So yeah, we're using turbo, or we're using
Blower.
blower. Thank you. I'm so used to reference cards
I
because
know.
they used to be
Yeah.
before the 20 series. They used to be blowers.
Yep, 970.
But we're using blowers because if they are stacked very close on top of each other, something along these lines.
I explained that earlier.
Yeah, no, I'm just re-explaining it.
Yeah.
It has enough so it can pull in air and then exhaust it out of the case rather than blowing hot air onto the next card, and then you basically heat soak the card underneath it, and then if you stack that times 4, you're heat soaking your fourth card tremendously.
Yep.
Or the top card, I should say. Not the bottom card, but yeah. So you want to use blower styles if you cannot use a custom loop. There are advantages and disadvantages of custom loop. Maintenance is really the biggest one, and downtime. Especially if
Yep.
you're using workstations and things like that, you want to try to minimize your downtime.
Pumps will fail
And
eventually.
pumps will fail. Water cooling you will have to clean. There's no way around it.
Yep.
Once a year at least, at the minimum. Assuming that you keep everything in pristine condition after that, and you're not running this 24/7.
Yeah.
But these, you can basically run 24/7.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Andrew's now struggling with the. Did they have a brown option on with those fans?
I don't know.
I don't think they did.
Well, no, the
Because the
corners do
Chromax
not come
isn't.
with browns.
The
Yeah.
Chromexes don't. I don't think come with brown.
So now it's been too long and I'm confused by this system again. I had it earlier and I had to undo it. Now we're back at square one.
It's just the question mark.
Oh, it's because it goes under that.
But yes, so these, like I was mentioning earlier, are different cards, which doesn't actually matter in this instance. If you are putting them in SLI, you probably would need.
Even then, they'll still work.
Really?
They will just run at the speed of the slowest
Of the
card,
slowest card, yeah.
which is not really an issue.
No. Unless you're using like a reference 2080 Ti and then a like Asus Strix 2080 Ti, where the out-of-box boost clock is insane.
Yeah.
That's the only difference where you'd run into kind of some differences. But these have extraordinarily similar base and boost clocks.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
So you can kind of see there the two power supplies, and technically you could fit a third, but we have a hard drive in that top one.
If you're installing 3 power supplies, you need to be in a server case, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know what you'd do with 3 power supplies in this case. Because we're basically maxing this out. at this
Ampere. Who knows?
point. Yeah.
500 watts.
But like we have this basically maxed out,
Yeah.
and will be maxed out once the fourth card gets put in. Then what? Maybe hard drives, but those don't take up a lot of lot of wattage.
No, I mean, can't really think of too much else. Just newer components that use more power, but
Yeah.
that's not always a guarantee.
I mean, technically, there is a way to put a secondary system in the system, like a micro ATX.
Yeah, no, it's a mini ITX.
Or mini ITX, yep. Technically, I think you could fit two.
2 extra systems, you're saying?
Yeah. It'd be challenging.
You're definitely not using supported mounting at that point.
Oh, no, you're not. But I think it's possible. I don't know why you would, but
Yeah, I don't know why you would either.
hey, you could. Woo. Andrew's on the struggle bus.
I'm driving the struggle bus. Sorry.
It's careening down a hill right now.
All aboard.
And nearly an hour and a half.
Hey.
That's honestly
no,
not
no,
even
no.
bad.
That still is less time than my build.
Yes. And it was also less time than the build that you did in 7 hours.
Correct.
In like 4 streams.
Come on, Chris. What's this amateur stuff?
No, we've only been live, like actually live for about an hour and 20.
Yeah.
So in theory, if Andrew fixed it, gets this fan on in the next 10 minutes.
I keep putting on the clip backwards.
7 hours on that thing.
I don't think it was 7 hours.
No, it was 4 hours and then Facebook cut because it was 4 hour cap from
Yeah.
Facebook Live.
I don't know. Mind you, I mean, in all reality, we have 2 people doing this. But Andrew has been sitting idle for a while, and I'm sitting idle now for a decent amount of time. So, yeah. What was the name of that one?
Overwolf.
That was
he,
Overwolf?
he remembers it.
Yep. So, if you want to go watch a very long live stream,
That's a sign of true trauma when they
Yeah.
remember it instantly.
you can go back and watch Overwolf, which I don't even know if we have uploaded anywhere because.
It was 2 streams on Facebook.
Do you think it's still there?
Oh yeah, I know it's there.
Oh, it is still there?
Yeah. Well, 100%.
He had to show it to his therapist.
Yeah, that's half of our Facebook storage right there. Is literally just. It's just Chris struggling
That
for
build just
7
basically,
hours.
Like, break out and hides.
Yeah.
Okay, fans on.
But it is still interesting. So the build coming out tomorrow, it'll be an actual YouTube video. That one took me close to 22 hours.
Yeah,
All in.
it was a few.
It was a few. It was 22 hours, and then now, mind you, I'm now also 5 hours into editing the first video, which is going live tomorrow.
Yeah, like I said, a while.
So a while.
I'm just tucking these.
But click subscribe for that one because you actually don't want to miss it. That is something a very big project for us that we've been working on for an exceptionally long time.
I haven't even seen
When
it
did we
yet.
start? Like, because
A month?
you called me. No, it has been more than a
Two,
month.
no, I was gonna say a month and a half or 2 months.
You called me at like 8 o'clock one night.
Yeah.
We
Now,
were talking about it.
actually, I can pull up the email.
I'm just gonna tuck those there for now. We'll move them later.
And if you want to find out what we're talking about, I'm going to tease you and not tell you. And
Do you want
you're
some
gonna have to
graphics? Or should I do it?
go. You go ahead.
Okay.
Just remember those fans. Fan cable. on the top.
Gigabyte, you get to go on top.
All right, let's see.
After I take this out. I believe you actually used the top PCIe slot on this case.
Yee. Yee.
Yee.
End of May was when we
Oh.
very first, like that was, mind you, it was like May 29th when the first email came through. So 2 months, 2.5 months.
Yeah. I remember because we didn't sell anything in May.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, needless to say, this was a very long time coming. A lot of it, honestly, was shipping times and things to that effect. I'll give you a hint and
Logistics
probably
and business stuff.
logistics business, but a lot of it was shipping time. It is water cooled, and those water cooled parts came from Germany.
Yeah.
So lots of shipping time, lots of import tax. That hurt a lot, actually. We were not expecting the import tax.
This card's sitting so I can't screw. Oh, I need to like push it while I screw it in. That's sketchy.
Yeah, the case moves a little bit, which is
it's a little
interesting, to say the least.
Right. 2080 Ti #1 is installed. I guess it doesn't really matter which slots we use right now. Nope. Just use the top two.
I would just use the.
They're gonna be sandwiched right next to each other. But
No, I would actually use space them out.
1 and 3.
1 and 3.
I thought he was gonna install 2 more as soon as he got it.
Wait.
So
So if you use just do.
Yep, 1
Okay.
and 3 because stock right now. He
Oh,
doesn't
might be
actually have
a
them.
while. Oh, I
So-
thought he like already had them.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
No, we haven't bought 'em yet.
Gotcha.
So we don't know when they will actually be in stock.
Probably gonna buy them soon because I think they're in stock right now. But
Allegedly.
Whoever screwed this PCIe screw in at the factory.
Red light what?
Or
Red,
it's
red
steel.
Loctite.
Freaking Rosie the Riveter over here. And we'll install 2080 Ti number 2.
Number 2. I need to adjust those cameras
Oh.
before next stream.
yours?
No, like the camera placements of like where the picture-in-picture camera
No,
is.
because Andrew currently
Well, I'm-
has no head.
Well, I have a lot of stuff over here that I'm trying to.
Well, no, I'm saying like where they're located on the screen relative to.
Oh.
Andrew's not bad right now, but
I'm trying to stay in frame.
I set him up originally when we had the cameras locked in place, but since we moved him around, I think when he switched to mine and then Andrew in picture, he's like up here and he's blocking a lot of like up this view, basically.
The monitor is like we've
Yeah.
got to like lose the monitor stand. It's killing it.
Yeah, I need to figure out a better way to do that, but I like the monitor stand. It was kind of cheeky and fun.
Cheeky.
Cheeky.
Can we do like a Threadripper frame or something? And
You know,
have
I
the
just
IH
realized I don't know
have
if
the
that
IHS
cooler
that's-
is going to fit in this case. I'm looking at it right here, and oh boy, that's tight.
What?
Oh yeah, it will. It's got 0.5 millimeter clearance.
Whoa, we're gonna see.
So this is actually
Not we're gonna that'll be fun. It slides over it. What happened?
These GP power cables are an 8 and a 6.
Not an 8 and an 8.
Correct, sir.
That makes me cry.
So, I think
We'll just do a test boot and fix it.
I think we're gonna do a test boot with 1 GPU.
with the 8 and the 8. Why did they give us 8 and 6?
I
I
don't
thought
know,
I'd get 8 and
but,
8s. Nope, that is an 8 and 6.
I'm gonna take this card out real quick.
Whoa, this is gonna be frustrating.
Because
if
of,
they're all 8 and 6. Really?
Remember those weird? No, I don't think those adapters. Are those adapters that give us 2 6s to an 8? Is that what they are?
I think they are.
Maybe that's why. But
Why
anyway,
does the 1600 one give you only 8 plus 6?
I don't think the GPUs had anything in their boxes, so great now.
They knew! The Corsair one is literally 8 plus 8.
Is it?
Yes!
Oh well.
I'm
trying to-
frustrated now. I'm gonna write a very strongly worded email to EVGA voicing my concerns.
Trying to get this card out. There we go. All right, so we're gonna post this with 1 GPU because
Yeah.
we're gonna have to fix that off stream. Off stream, holy crap!
Oh yeah, good luck. Your legs are shaking.
No,
Picking that up.
My legs? No.
Yeah.
Those are lies.
What's that power splice?
Yeah.
Screw. Oh. It's just a struggle sitting.
We're shipping this. So. So you want to plug in that big boy for me, and we'll do a test boot here and work to solve our. Okay, so yeah, these are 2 6s to an 8.
That will work, but oh no,
we'll
won't.
still need another cable.
You would need another. Yeah, that's gonna be wonky. We'll fix it off. But
Yep. Don't worry, guys. We'll take care of that. And
Here you go.
cry. You can plug it in.
It's over on your side.
Under the boxes. Thank you.
And then you could just use the normal power cable for the.
I thought that one's not hooked into anything.
Do what?
The second power supply's not hooked into anything, right?
Oh yeah, you were right. I mean, you just to test the jumper if you wanted to, but
Nah, I'll do it later. Okay, well, at least lights came on. Off to a good start.
are all the fans spinning?
Yes.
No.
No, this one's not.
Ah!
This one's not.
Is it only one?
Yeah,
That's a bummer.
one in the top. Find where that came unplugged. Probably behind this.
Yeah, well, we got to take that off anyway to do cables. So
Well, it's still on, which is a good sign. see if I can see anything in here. Postcode 92.
Also starting to rain, so if you
Oh,
hear any
C8.
like splish splash,
FB, B3,
you'll hear it outside.
04. I don't know what ASRock's boot
No.
postcode is, so
And
once it stops moving,
Threadripper also takes a long time to boot, especially when it first memory trains and does what it's doing now.
C0, 92. Back to 92, so I think it's rebooted once. C8. C4, E1, B1. Oh.
You're just reading
going
off
so
postcodes.
fast, I can't even read them.
I like the RGB element. It looks cool.
Yeah. B2. Oh, the fan's toned down a little bit.
I'm assuming that's going to be a
That's
post.
usually a good sign.
Yep.
We're on B4. We're on compressed air falling over.
All right. Well, while you
D7.
continue doing that, and you
All right.
continue just playing
can-
bingo,
You can start wrapping us up.
yeah, you can start playing bingo off the postcodes on this thing.
Seriously.
But anyway, everybody, this has been Houdinier,
Houdinier.
which has Houdinier, which is a VFX visual effects workstation. It has been a first for us, being the dual power supply system. I just looked over and I was like, the fan on the 850 isn't
It's
spinning,
plugged
but I was
in.
like, it's not plugged in.
Yeah, no.
So we have a few things to touch up off screen, mainly these power cables, which are literally going to be the death of me. They absolutely are. So go ahead and click subscribe if you think we have earned it. If you are on Facebook, go ahead and drop us a like again if you think we have earned it. And if you want to stay tuned, there will be more content coming in like less than like 14 hours. 12 o'clock tomorrow. So on our YouTube, go ahead and check that on out. And we have a few more live streams coming up. We're just waiting on parts for those to come in. Other than that, I think that is about it. If you want to see the finished pictures of this, you can, like I said, like us on Facebook, or you can go to our website, which is Top Flight PCs.
Nope.
No, it's
PC.
PC.
There's no S. There's never
TopFlightPC.com. I was just trying to mess with Chris because we like to change it up a little bit, but it is TopFlightPC.com. And you can click on this one in the 2020 build gallery, I think is what it's called.
Yep. 2020 builds. Previous work.
And learn more about this system and all the other systems that we have done in the past. Other than that, I think that's about it.
That's it.
So we're going to go ahead and say goodbye. Stay safe, sane, and happy out there. See you.